the last episode, we stayed at a really cool campground that had a racetrack right near Monterey. Then we took our motorcycles out to explore the most beautiful roads in California. In this episode, we make our way to a brand new location and we take you along for the ride as we go to one of the most visited national parks in the US. We left our beloved racetrack campground. It was super cool. We had such an amazing time. I have been totally blown away at the landscape of California. It's, I guess, a little bit different than what I maybe expected it to be. And right now, everything is so lush and green, and the rolling hills almost look so perfect. They look fake. We have made our way to come towards Yosemite. So we are at a campground called Barrett Cove, which is actually about an hour and a half from the entrance to Yosemite National Park. But relatively speaking, it's actually pretty close and it's very affordable, and they had availability. Some of the ones that are like right near the park are a lot more expensive and not easy to book last minute. So Barrett Cove Campground, we are in a gorgeous spot with a view right over the water and again, these luscious rolling hills. Today, we are going to try and head up there and go see Yosemite. But unfortunately today, the conditions are not great. They're actually calling for a snowstorm up at that elevation. Where we're at here is actually quite nice. It's very mild. It's a little cloudy, but it's not very cold. But supposedly up there, there's a chance of a snowstorm and they might be requiring chains, which we don't have. Because our plans to go to Mexico kind of fizzled out and didn't really work out, we have now been just totally shifting gears and making a lot of last minute decisions. So obviously if we had come here planning to go to Yosemite, we would be a lot more prepared. We would have chains and we'd probably pick a better weather day. We're just working last minute here and trying to take advantage of it and see the most that we can. And so there's a chance we could drive the hour and a half up there and get turned around. But, you know, it's worth the chance. It's worth taking the risk. Getting ready to leave.
And we got a exhaust hanger that decided it wanted to come free on us. Cinch this puppy down and get her back on the road.
We had a bit of a minor casualty. Another thing that's gonna need repairing. And what happened is that went through that. While we were driving here, we had the motorcycles tied down, and this D-ring actually ripped right out of the ground on this side, which caused Kiki's bike to fall that way and go through the wall. We do have this camera back here and we were checking it on the way in here. Everything was fine. So we think it must have been like a speed bump or something on the way in here that caused this D-ring. I mean, look at the length of those screws. I can't believe that ripped out. But yeah, honestly, it could have been a lot worse considering the weight of Kiki's motorcycle. If the whole thing had fallen, luckily all of it was just on this. So yeah, I mean, it could have been worse, but definitely kind of sucks. We're gonna have to fix that and sort out another solution for that. As someone who is constantly traveling, staying connected in different countries can be a bit of a hassle. I started using Airlo on this road trip through the US to avoid the expensive roaming fees from my Canadian provider. Trusted by over 10 million world travelers, Airlo is the world's first eSIM store that finally solves the problem of high roaming fees by allowing you to download and install a digital data pack from over 200 countries and regions. And since it's 100% digital, there is no need for any packaging or mailing and no waste. Airlo has made traveling easier for me. I don't have to search the airport for SIM vendors or desperately seek out free Wi-Fi anymore. Install Airlo today through my link in the description of the video and use my code TaylorsTravels3 to get $3 off your data plan. Once you've installed Airalo, it's super easy to use. Just purchase an eSIM based on your destination. While connected to Wi-Fi, install your selected eSIM, following the instructions on the app. Once you arrive at your destination, turn on your eSIM and you will be instantly connected. Get $3 off your data plan using code TaylorsTravels3. Download the Airalo app through my link. Our drive started out looking like this. Then, as we rose in elevation and got closer to the entrance of the park, we started to believe the weatherman. There was such heavy snowfall, it was like we had just gone from spring to the dead of winter. Despite the clouds rolling in and blocking some of the spectacular views, we were still able to see so much beauty. Once we got down to Yosemite Village and were able to look up at these towering cliffs from the ground, I was reminded of what first inspired me to want to come here. When I was a teenager, I watched the movie Valley Uprising for the first time, and I was captivated.
Of San Francisco lies one of the great scenic wonders of the world.
Climbing in those days was not a respectable activity to be doing.
No one would venture into walls like this.
So huge, you'd be on it the rest of your life.
Now that I've been able to see this place in person, I have even more respect for the people who have scaled these tremendous heights over the years, like Alex Honnold. I feel like it can remind us of how small we are, yet how mighty humans can be. Well, we made it up to Yosemite Village. Didn't end up having to have the chains, but man, this place, just the scale of it, the views are unbelievable. Driving the truck through here, you have to like stick your head out the window just to be able to see the tops of some of these things. Ton of snow coming in here, and so that's created a little bit of some low-lying clouds, so you can't quite see all of the peaks and everything, but nonetheless, it is still breathtaking. Even though we only got to spend an afternoon in this magical place, just taking some time to slow down and enjoy being in nature with the person that I love was exactly what we both needed. I'm so glad that our plans changed and led us here last minute. We may not have had the most picture-perfect weather or been able to see and do everything, but in the end, I'm glad that we took the risk. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you'll know the moment the next video is released. In the next one, we're going to share with you guys all of the things that make it possible for us to be able to live and work completely off the grid in our fifth wheel toy hauler.